Hello, everyone. Where is everyone? Am I too early? Dang, where is everyone? What's going on with this? Hmm. I got the date wrong, maybe. July 24, 24. Silly me. 24, 24. Is anyone here? Oh, hmm. There's Discord. Hey Jimmy, how are you? Benton. For now. So, how the Fugawi? I don't know what that is. I take it you didn't see my latest video. Sorry to hear that. Anyone else here? I don't know what that means. So, mm, Dang. So, is anyone here? It says 6 people, but there's only one person chatting. Oh, where the Fagali. I remember that. I remember. I remember the member berries. I remember. Well, it says there's 10 people here, but no one's in the chat. Before we start, can someone verify that you're actually here? And we'll start the healing. It works. Say hi, then we'll. Hmm. I don't know. This is like a weird day. It's like, where is everyone? Mm-hmm. Now it's 5. Good morning. We're just gonna do one today because I have schoolwork due. I need to turn in. Oh my gosh. People are gonna come here and think you guys are trolling and they won't take it seriously, so please stop. You could take that to the Discord where you could talk about anything or the forum. Who else is here? I think we're gonna start pretty soon. I mean, yeah, but online it's bad. So, by the way, you guys might hear my voice as being a little different. So this is actually my normal voice. Um, yeah, I'm not speaking from my throat anymore. that was one of the things I subconsciously did. And as I retrain my voice, um, um, I sort of have to break that habit because it's like I have redness and swelling anyway from speaking like that. So I hope people aren't too annoyed by this. Um, yeah, I think it was sub maybe sub subconscious defense mechanism because if my father ever heard me speaking like this, he would freak out. So, yeah. Anyway, wasn't easy growing up in the town I grew up in. So there's also that. However, like I said, keep saying, the healings are just going to get stronger, despite despite these changes, and it will improve. Um, yeah. How was it like? Oh my gosh, Pittsburgh, New York landing. I call it in my book. Um, Tough. Majority black and Hispanic. Filipino. There were a lot of Filipinos in my town too. That's basically it. Um, Very rough. It wasn't like Richmond or Oakland rough. It was few steps down. Um, there wasn't much like gun violence, but there was some, and a lot of beating people up, a lot of messing with people and harassment, lots of nerdmits. Not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, California. Yep, it's next to Concord. Um, but it was at the same time too. It was a very nice town. It's yeah, and it's gotten better. Not like East LA. Not like LA at all. Um, you'll be able to read about it in my book. I talk about it a lot in there. Um, there was a lot. There was a marina, like a harbor. Yep, end of Bart. It's a nice little town. Its reputation is worse than it deserves, honestly. And I think that there's a lot of misbehavior because people are so bored. But it's not quite like Richmond or Oakland or any of these places. Um, Let me see. What else can I say about it? One high school, a bunch of elementary schools, two junior high schools. Well, he was a friend of mine in LA. Yeah, where I didn't speak like this. But yeah, this is my natural voice, guys. Yeah, granted, I'm not quite satisfied with it. I'm still training it. Um, but yeah, I was working with I hired a voice coach, and when I was talking to her, she was like, "You are like talking," and she doesn't know anything about like this stuff yet. I am gonna invite her. She said I told her about shamanism a little bit and that stuff. And she was like, "You are like your voice is so deep because you're talking from your chest. You're not using your actual like your mouth. So try it again." And I did, and I didn't. No, 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 I didn't. But was thinking about it, and I kind of like put it in the right place, and it's like, yeah, this is my regular voice, and I've never really noticed it. I've never noticed it. It was just this thing where I did it subconsciously, probably to protect myself. Um, yeah, but I must, yeah, and I think that's where it kind of. Oh, please don't say that, Isaac. Please don't say that. No, no, don't say that, please. Me and that person are much different. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to take some getting used to myself. But, geez, I sound like Michael Jackson. We're working on it. I mean, actually, I mostly hung out with Big U, Isaac. Believe it or not. Yeah, I actually hung out with Big U a lot. I've spent a lot of time with him, and I know him. I know him better than um, most people. I would say the vast majority of people that have met him. I know him much better. No, 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 no. He's not quite that bad actually. Um, he's not quite that bad. No, I've known him for 25 years. He's not quite that bad. Like some of the stuff that they said about him and that stuff is true, but other stuff isn't. I've known him for so long. Like he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he's vegan, he's a vegetarian. A lot of people don't know that stuff. No drugs, never does our narcotics. So he actually like any of whatever that stuff, other stuff he may have been doing. He always kept me out of it too. Him and his kids. No, I know him very well. So A lot of the public stuff is exaggerated. Um, no, no, they don't know. They don't know anything. I am. He is never getting out of prison, so um, it doesn't matter anyway. And I haven't been around that place. Been around that area since before Nipsey really started taking off. So none of like the young people know who I am anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it is. He No, I know him very, very well. He Yeah, like some of the stuff like you might see, some of it, a lot of it was an act too. Um, yeah, I know his whole family. It broke my heart when his son was killed. He was a good kid. His Jabari was a good kid. He, yeah, that really hurt me. As a matter of fact, a couple years ago, I went to see his dad about something just to say hi because he wasn't far, and he saw me because I hadn't seen him since he was a kid, and he says Benton, and he comes on and just gives me like this big hug, and just asking him how he was, and he was doing great, and it was just really sad what happened to him. I think it was some woman um, that set him up because he got into it with one. I saw she hacked his social media talking all this crazy stuff. But whoever it is, I guess, it's probably been taken care of in that way. So, but no, no, I'll write about it in one of my later books. By that time, everyone will be moved on anyway. Um, I, at a time, I have a friend named Dexter Brown who was a photographer, and I probably shouldn't say names, and he, in like the early 2000s, we filmed like all this stuff over like the nights and with all these celebrities and just riding around and um, the neighborhood or Hollywood. And this was before social media, and no one had that stuff. And he is afraid to release it all. Um, but no, he had nothing to do with Nipsey passing. I actually went to go see him right after, and he was very, very upset. They had so much stuff going on and planned that that right. He was like, "Now what am I gonna do?" And it really hurt him. He didn't show it, but he did when I went to see him right after to check on him to see how he was. And no, he wasn't great. Um, they were gonna make us. They were gonna build a school. They were gonna do a bunch of stuff. because a lot of people too thinks that he had a lot of money, or Big U. He's not. He wasn't wealthy. He isn't wealthy. You know, his son plays football now, so he's wealthy. But Big U was never wealthy. He just kind of got by, and that's it. That's it. Very, very middle class person. But if you read the media, it says hip hop mogul, this and this, and yeah. So that's kind of my experience there. But yeah, they always liked having me around, and even before I knew, I did these. I calmed everyone in that way. Um, um, yeah, that's why. But I would help. I would like design stuff for them and film stuff and things like that. And stuff I had no interest in, but you know, he always treated me very, very well. He was very kind to me. Him, his family. I know his sons. He's brought me. I know his daughter. Both of them. He. I've spent time at his house. I know his wife. His wife is a lovely woman. She's very kind. Um, but yeah. Anyway, no, he wasn't. He was not wealthy. He is not wealthy. He just gets by. He has a lot of influence there, but it's all influence. He's not really pulling anyone's strings. Um, Not as much as you like those kids in that area. They don't have a leader. They do what they want. There's like no leader. There's like this idea that he was like John Gotti, but that is so far from the truth. It's just not true because, like I said, these kids have no leader. They just kind of do what they want. All the guys there do. Um, yeah, no, I'll be fine. They have like obviously, Benton isn't my name. It's a name I use on social media. So, like, for obvious reasons. Um, when I started this, um, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, and I didn't know if I had to get a job or if I was going to start working or what. So, Dr. Vest was like, "No, use a different name. That's what you're supposed to do." And I think eventually it's going to come together. And they're not going to care anyway because um, Big U has his own problems, and he just wouldn't associate with me. He's not. He was not. He was. He's not vengeful. And that's why he was that's why he was able to do the things that he did for so long. And that's because he was very careful about being too upfront and bombastic. And no one's going to snitch on him for sure. But yeah, anyway. And also, it's funny too. So don't get me wrong. Um, because of where he is from, definitely he's definitely a gangster. However, not quite. the um, the the brunt of that was he let 25 years ago or more, 30 years ago, and more or less he was done with that because mainly because he had a bunch of kids in that area. He has, like I said, he has a wife, a daughter, and a couple daughters, a couple sons, and there was only so much he was willing to do. Anyway, I don't know if I've lost some of you on this story today. I didn't think I was going to go here, but just keep it to the stream. I might actually put this one private, but it's all right. He certainly is. Um, what can I say? But anyway, like I said, I have books. I have books. I have books. I was gonna Mad Ninja musician, and um, you know, like every time I did work for him, he always paid me. Um, every time we were doing something, he always gave me my share. We did a few things. Um, yeah, he paid me to do the camera stuff. So, and that just goes to show you how far I went as far as suppression of who I am, because one thing that gangsters, especially maybe notorious ones, have in common is they like tough guys around. They like people that are tough around them in their thing, and I definitely was. Maybe I still am, but um, perhaps it got ready. Perhaps it got me ready to deal with all the unseen stuff I deal with. But yeah, yeah, I know him well enough to know that um, a lot of the things that they're saying about him aren't true because he didn't. I know he didn't do it, but on the other hand, a lot of them, it's like, oh yeah, perhaps I wasn't there, so I don't know. Um, but that's how it is. But yeah, they don't have a leader there. No way. No way. And other people don't understand too that Big U, when he was younger, he was shot 14 times. Like he took, like on separate occasions, not just once. And every time he came back, and eventually people stopped messing with him. So there was also that reputation too. Um, yeah, when you know someone and you see this image of them too, your perception's always different. That's why I always try to um, discourage people from making judgments on even celebrities because you don't know any of these people. Like some other people um, that some of these spiritual, so-called the pseudo spiritual leaders talk about um, are people I've actually known that have nothing to do with any of the stuff that they're saying. For example, so and so's in a cult. He worships Satan. And it's like, well, no, he doesn't. He goes, yeah, they're in the Illuminati. No, they're not. I have a friend who has done stunt work in Hollywood for many, oh, shoot, half a century, over half a century. He did stunt work in John Wayne movies when he was a young man in his westerns. And we were at a viewing for some of his friends from his church. And he invites me to come. He says, come. The movie's not going to be any good, but these are my friends and these are good people. So I would like for you to come. And I went, and the movie wasn't that great. It was actually quite bad, but it's still an achievement to make any movie. It's not easy. So I watch it, and they talk about. We had dinner after. We had pizza, and they started talking about you know the cabal in Hollywood and how so and so this actor's doing this and this actor's doing that, and we'll never join them. And I go, how they're in the Illuminati and they take control of the world and the normal stuff. And I talked to him after, and I'm like, Ronnie, how many, you've been in this industry for half a century? How many, almost half, maybe 40 years? How many of these people that have you met that it would be part of something like that? And he kind of smiled and laughed and says, yeah, not many. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of my a preview for that book. Of course, there's more stuff, and there is some of that stuff which I get into, but it's completely separate. Um, all right, so yeah, a little bit about my past. Um, Obviously, I was on no FBI arrest sheet, so quite removed from whatever was going on, and removed in the same way that he removed his kids from all that too. So never felt intimidated, never felt unsafe. He treated me very, very well. Mm. And he was very upset when Nipsey passed, as all of us were. It was really hard. So yeah. Anyway, shall we do the healing now? How many books are you releasing? So I have the first one. I have the second one. I have The Shores of Eternity. Um, Daughter of the Sun. Phantom Paradox. Um, that stuff may be in Phantom Paradox. Um, and I'm not going to tell you the fourth one, but the first three, those are the titles of the first three books. So the Shores of Eternity, Daughter of the Sun, and the third one's Phantom Paradox. Perhaps not, Isaac. You'll have to read and see. Is everyone ready? Here we go. And it's funny too, Isaac, when I was riding around with Big U, in retrospect, I think that people had this idea that he was holding me hostage, but it was never anything like that, which is kind of funny. He said, Big U's holding this guy hostage. But that's just how people's perception of things work. Here we go. Amaterasu mi oya no kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizukanari amaterasu mi oya no kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizukanari amaterasu mi oya no kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizukanari amaterasu mi oya no kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizukanari taka amahari ni kamuzumarimasu kamuro minomikoto moshite sume mi oyakamu izanagi no kamitsukushi no himaka no tachibana no odo no awagigahara ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni arimaseru haraido no okami tachi moromoro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo harai tamai kiyome tamai to maosu koto no yoshi yo amatsu kami kunitsukami yao Yorizu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshimasu to kashikomi mo maosu. Taka amahari ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamuroki かむろみのみこともして、すめみおやかむ、いざなぎの神つくしのきまくの立花の大戸の青木が春に、みそぎ払いたまいし時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろの間がこと積み限りを、払いたまい清めたまいと申すことのよしを、天つかみ、国つかみ、夜ぞの神たちともに彦しめせと、かしこみかしこみもます。高天はりにかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すめみおやかむ、いざなぎの神つくしのきまくの立ち花の大戸の青木が原に、みそぎ払いたまいし時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろの間がごと積み限りを、払いたまい清めたまいと申すことのよしを、天つかみ、国つかみ、夜ぞの神たちともに彦しめせと、かしこみかしこみも申す。どうその神、あまていらします。すめみ神の耳を伝えて教え導きの玉枠。人はすなわち神と神とのもとの主たり。何時らの紳士の痛ましむることなかれ。この家に目にもろもろの風情を見て、心にもろもろの風情を見ず、耳にもろもろの風情を聞きて、心にもろもろの風情を聞かず、口にもろもろの風情を言って、心にもろもろの風情を言わず、身にもろもろの風情に触れて、心にもろもろの風情に触れず、心にもろもろの風情を思とも、心にもろもろの風情を思わず、この時に清く、潔きことあり、もろもろののれは影と形のごとし、清ければ、汚れることなし、ことをてらばうべからず、皆花よりずのみとはなる。我が身はすなわち六根処女なり。六根処女なるがゆえに、ごぞの神君兄なり。ごぞの神君兄なるが、ゆえに万物の霊と体なり。万物の霊と体なるか。ゆえに万物の霊と体なるか。故になすところにこって成就せずということなし。無常霊法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名誉入賞、神奈川列、払いたまい、清めたまい、守りたまい、先来たまい、照らしたまい、導きたまい。と神、えみたも、観言心、尊肉だけん、払いたまい、清めたまい。 袴の腹にかずまります。すめ神たち、いやわらしたも、特殊の水の宝持ちて、あまてる国てるひけ雨のほ、あかり、くしたま、ねぎはやひのみことに、静けたもこと教えてのたまわく、今しこの水の宝持ちて、中津国に天下り、あう人草沈め収めよ。あう人草および、よりずの者の病のことあらば、かむ宝を持ちて、見くらいた沈めに起きて、見たま沈めの祭りを、なして水の宝を振るべ、そのかもほぎの言葉に曰く、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやことにのとふるべゆらゆら。かくいなりせばまかるともさらに避難としても。雨の神の身をやみことなりかきとめて。雨の岩、船に乗りて。河内の国の川上の。光る画面に天下りましまして。大和の国、引きの山のふもと。白庭の高庭に。移しましまして、いつき祭りとも、名付けて、磯の神の狼ともし立て祭り。よよ神宝を持ちて、夜ずの者のために、古べの神ことを持ちて、つかせなしとも家の古の御霊の神と、敬い、立て祭り。すめみことおもらじ、おとどその神だけきいつきに使い祭りとも、物のびの神のやしを雨がした。夜ずの物たごいなりいてもっと神宝は、いわゆる、おきつ鏡、平つ鏡、やつくの剣、ひく玉、たる玉、まかるか石の玉、しいか石の玉、おろちの火、八の火、くすくすのものの火、さらに時すの神、木のい木のと、木のい火のと、辻のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひくみよいむなやことにのとふるべゆろとゆらかしたてまつることのよしをもちて平らきくよしめせと命の学子孫羽時は覚悟にあまりたまえ先はいたまえかじたてまつり人生寿命死にかじ高浜はりにかむずまります。カメラを見のみことまして、すみみ上かむ、水のぎのか美しの、ひまかの立花の大のやはりに、急ぎ腹へと愛しときに、あれのせいで、あえるの狼たち、もろもろの中がそつに帰りを、あらいたまいきよ、あらいたまいが、まず、ことのよしを、あまつかみ、国づかみや、しょれずの神たちともに行くし。 周りにかまじまります。カメラを見ないこともして、すめみおえかめ、伊豆なぎの神尽くしの日幕の立ち花の大殿、仰ぎかはるに、みそぎ払いたまいし時にありまする。払い戸の狼たち、もろもろの魔がごとつに帰るよ。払いたまい清めたまいと、マウスことのよし。天津神、宮につ神。や、よりずの神たちと共に越します。かしこみかしこみもマウス。 もろもろのまがこと罪帰りを払いたまえ清めたまえと回すことのよしを天つかみ、国つかみ、夜ぞの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみかしこみも回す。高天はりにかむずまります。かむろみのみこともして、すめみおやかむ。いずなぎの神つくしのひまくの立ち花の大戸のあぎがはるに、みそぎ払いたまいし時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごと積み返るを、払いたまい清めたまいと回すことのよしを、天つかみ、国つかみ、なお、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみも回す。高天はりにかむずまります。かむろみのみこともして、すめみおやかむ、いずなぎの神つくしのひまくの、立ち花の大戸の、あわぎがはるに、みそぎ、払い、たまいし、時に、ありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごと罪帰りを、払いたまい清めたまいと回すことのよしを、天つかみ、国つかみ、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみかしこみも回す。かんながらたまちはませ。かんながらたまちはませ。かんながらたまちはませ. Okay, everyone, that's it. How was it? I certainly felt it. Really powerful. What did you experience? Good. 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 Well, I mean, geez, consciousness, take all the credit, won't you? I mean, it's like I'm making no sacrifices. Anything else anyone wants to share, or if anyone wants to do a donation, um, everything goes to making these stronger, which circles everything I do outward, circles it and brings it back to you. So, yeah, I know, conscious. I'm just messing with you, just giving you a hard time. Oh, thank you, animal. I appreciate that. Mm. Anything else anyone wants to say or share, or if you guys want to do another one, you know what to do. Um, yeah, every. I also need to get to Mie so I can go to the Ise Shrine, and also when I am in Turkey, I need to go visit Hekate's temple. It's a little out of the ways, and they will do a video from there. This is probably the only chance I'll go to the Turkey. The only time I'll ever go to the Turkish countryside. Especially, yeah. So I have to take the chance now, and I have to be able to afford to make the detour. And when I go there, whatever I bring back, or whatever gifted to me is, as you know, it's passed on to everyone else, everyone who attends these, or everyone who will attend the recording of that. Make sense, guys? We have done Orphic hymns here before, and when I have more of a routine, we'll get back to that also. And they're a little different because they are based on the planetary hours. I'll watch it, Spidey. Thank you, Conscious. And I have to continue on this path too that I'm on. Um, it's expensive. It is. But I have a great community, and um, yeah, it's been very easy for me, very natural. You guys can hear me, right? I know I'm a bit more softer spoken today, but as I explained in the beginning of this video, this is actually my natural voice. I'm not speaking through my throat, I'm speaking without putting any strain. Um, Subconsciously, I basically was suppressing this, you know, to the point where I um, wasn't even realizing I was doing it. Am I excited about my hair and electrolysis? I am excited to take the next steps in this practice and whatever goes along with that. So, yeah, I would say I am. I mean, what else can I do? Hmm. So maybe I'll go to Issei. Well, my last classes are finished this weekend. I'll go to Issei Shrine next week, and I will film just like I did at the last place I went to. And yeah, put it out for you guys. We'll do healing from there. I'm very excited about that. Um, yeah, I think you guys will like it. We'll see, and we'll see what comes from there. And um, very excited. Although I don't look forward to the trip. I wanted to go to a public onsen one last time before I really can't. But it looks like that's not going to happen, unfortunately. It's not going to happen. There's private onsens, but they're more expensive. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. True, many changes. Yeah, it does have very exciting possibilities. All right, everyone. So, I suppose that is it. Anything into anything before we depart for the day or the night, wherever you are, or depending where you are. You're welcome. Good night, everyone. Good, good, good. As I say, as I become closer to myself, these will just keep continuing to grow and grow until perhaps they're ongoing for the whole day after we do these. So, I can't really say where it's going to go, but it's um, strong, right? Stronger. It will be stronger, and it will do more too. It'll do more, and it'll be stronger, and as long as I'm okay, everyone else will be too. All right, guys. No answer. All right. Take care, everyone. Yeah, the chat is slow, but you know, join the Discord too. You could continue chatting on there, and if people actually use the thing more, I would answer more. I would answer more on there, and it's just everything's slow, but it seems to be picking up too. All right. I'll see you all soon. Bye.